A group of local leaders is decrying the inclusion of a holiday tree from the Satanic Temple of Wisconsin at an ongoing display at the National Railroad Museum.
Yeah, calling themselves Stop Derailing Christmas Coalition, the group says it's calling for the museum to remove the trees from the Festival of Trees attraction. Among the group is Congressman Mike Gallagher, State Senator Andre Jacques, Brown County Supervisor Pat Buckley, and two other county supervisors. They held a news conference minutes ago arguing that allowing a tree from the Satanic Temple is distracting from the traditional understanding of Christmas.
Just don't force all this stuff onto kids. This creeping, we get accused as conservatives of waging a culture war. We're just resisting the slow, corruption of our culture.
In our previous coverage of this issue, the Satanic Temple provided a statement which says in part, quote, "We hope the media attention and articles focusing on our tree will inspire the public to seek knowledge and act with benevolence and compassion. Our tree stands as a symbol of these virtues as well as a testament to the freedom of religion and expression," end quote. The CEO of the Railroad Museum has said it doesn't discriminate against any organization wanting to put up a tree.